Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Like every Sunday, with us today is Lynn Shaw. And how do we protect our children? The number one consideration in our country, and my concern, is, Lynn, what's up today?
Well, good morning, John. I want to talk about something that is hiding in plain sight in millions of American homes. This new report just came out warning us that boys are being introduced to gambling, not in casinos, but on the couch, after school, through video games that they're playing every day. Listen, we just watched the Super Bowl. That is the largest single betting day in the United States, and we saw that they were partnering openly with their online gambling sites, their commercials, their ads, all of that, and that same gambling culture of betting and taking a chance is bleeding straight into games. Again, games marketed to kids. So according to new research, because we're always, well vetted, everything we say on the Warriors, we back up with research from our great colleagues at Common Sense Media. They put out a report that more than 1 in 3 boys ages 11 to 17 say they have gambled in the past year. And this is starting an addiction. For many, it starts this gambling style. The features are built right in, again, into their video games. And you may think it's very harmless. Parents also think, the kids are quiet. They're in the family room. They're perhaps in their bedroom, the kitchen table. They're playing games. But this harm is pervasive. It is getting that young brain, ready for gambling, for a lifetime perhaps of addiction. So there's a lot of risk going on here. And we have to talk about, this exposure inside the video games. We have so much to think about. But you know what? They're learning in the video games. There are things called loot boxes, skin cases, gotcha pulls, where they're exchanging virtual monies, and also in some of these games, real currency. And they'll receive a random, virtual item they're buying or character. And it's kind of like think of it like a digital slot machine built into a video game. So what we have to talk about here is, even though parents think, they don't recognize it like we're talking about, this is actual gambling, it absolutely is. And we already know from our research, the algorithms. It is the job of big tech right now. There's no regulation with big tech as of right now in 2026. Their job is keeping the eyeballs, keeping everybody online, creating those ads, making money. But I have to, kids also, John, they're maybe not even looking for these gambling sites or games, but they'll pop on to something. That plays into the algorithms we're always talking about, those dangerous algorithms that are feeding kids content that they shouldn't see, because we know that the adolescent, the brain, this is a very sensitive period, and kids are, impulsive, and they're going for the reward and risk. It's training their brain. And we're talking about gambling and the risks to their behavior and adult kind of patterns they're forming now. So we want to talk about, this is far more popular with boys than girls. And families, again, some of the boys are reporting their families are even playing these games with them. And we're not judging them, but they're not understanding that they're setting up their children for a future of addiction. So, it doesn't look like traditional betting, but we know with big tech, they just come around with all kinds of new ideas all day long, and again, to keep that child online. So we want to recommend some practical steps that families can take.
Lynn, see, I worry about our kids, and now you bring up the word gambling. But I'm even worried even more so with drugs. And we were talking to people the other day and said, look, between marijuana, between fentanyl, between cocaine, between heroin, our country is under attack in many, many ways, and they're trying to bring our country down. And I don't think a lot of the American people are tiptoeing through the tulips, and they don't realize that, but I see it.
You see it, I see it, and it's our jobs, John, to bring this out. Use the platform, which I'm so thankful for, to talk about these issues, because, again, and I always say it, everybody's overwhelmed, just trying to live, take care of kids, take care of bills, go to jobs, and all of this is being done very quickly behind their backs. That is all happening, but how do you change a society? You go after the children, the future adults, the future American leaders. That is why our tagline at the Warriors is, there is a war on for our children, because as you pointed out, John, no matter where you turn, there is something going on attacking our children right under our own noses. So I want everybody, wake up. It's here. We got to deal with it, and we've got to be sensible. We've got to talk about it, number one. We have to talk to our kids about gambling mechanics, like what it looks like, video games, and explain to them. We've got to also, all of these sites have parental controls, and yes, they make it very difficult to enact them, but most of these gaming also, you have to put a credit card on to buy things. They require passwords. So adults, we're not judging here. We're educating you. Don't leave a credit card on any site for a child to constantly use it and add into their loot box or use it to buy more gaming. And passwords, right?
Yes.
Understand, if your child's on a game, create the password with the child and do everything together. And also, understand what they're playing. Sit and watch with your child. I'm even talking to teenagers, which can be a little more difficult, but they want us to be part of their lives. They want us to sit and play these games with them. So sit and do it and understand what they're exposed to, but also limit time, John, spent on games.
Lynn, we're out of time. Give us your website again.
Absolutely. Lynn'sWarriors.org. Everybody wake up, protect our children, because there is a war on for our kids in America.
I agree with you 110%. Thank you for what you're doing, and God bless you. God bless America.
Thanks, John.